Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to tell you about different libraries we have in SAS application. So remember we made this database in our previous video by the name of testing, and we introduced these columns and these rows. So when we run this, so it will create this database and it will store it in this work library by default. So this is the database we have here. This is the database we have which we made, and it is stored in work library. By default it is stored in work library. So whenever we make any database, by default it goes into work library. Work library is a temporary library, so if you don't save anything, it will go away when you close the SAS application, close the SAS session. So when you reopen it, you won't find it here if you don't save it. And if you save it, you'll have to specify that okay, I want to save it in this path and this my local system in this library. So that's what you can do. Then we have these different libraries provided by SAS, like Sas Help Library, Sas User Library, Work Library. I already mentioned that is a temporary library, and then this web Work Library. So SAS, first of all, Sas User Library is a library where you can save your database. And when you save it in SAS User Library, I'll tell you how to save it in SAS User Library in further videos. So when you save it in SAS User Library, and when you close the session and you reopen the SAS application, you will find that your database which you saved in SAS User Library will automatically reappear inside this library, and you can always select this. So you don't have to go into your path and reopen that database. It will automatically appear in SAS User Library, under SAS User Library, like this, right? It will automatically appear here, and you can actually just select it and open it. You can also make your custom library. I'll tell you how to make the custom library, but you can also make your custom library and save your database in that custom library uh, in some path in your local system, of course. But when you close the session and you have saved it in custom library, your database in custom library, and you close your SAS session, and you reopen your SAS session, that database which you saved in custom library won't reappear here. You'll have to always go open it from the system, go to the path and again open it, and then it'll appear here. But and then you can select, of course. Then but in SAS User Library it will automatically reappear whenever you open the session. So that's the good thing about SAS User Library. We also have the Sas Help Library. Now this Sas Help Library is basically SAS application has provided you certain databases for your practice, you can say, for your reference. This is a read-only library. These are read-only databases. You cannot delete them, you cannot edit them. You can of course copy them and use them, and then of course after copying in some other library you can of course edit them, delete them, but in this library you cannot edit or delete them. This is a read-only library, just for your reference, just for your practice, you can say. You can use this data. So the data goes like this. You can just look at this data. How does it look like? So yeah, it looks like this, and there are a lot of databases here. You can always use them for your practice. So these are the libraries we have. uh, so if I try to create a custom library, let's see. So I'll just go there and right click new library. I'll maybe name it custom one, maybe yeah, like this. And then I'll select the path here, whatever path I can select. I can change it maybe, so I can change it to this. I want to put it here only, the custom one library, and it appears here. The path will be in my folders only. And now because I made it earlier, so it already has this database. So probably. So now I'll do one thing. I'll save this database uh, in this custom library. So how do we do it? Custom one dot testing one, right? Or maybe testing, yeah, testing one is fine. So testing one. So I'll run it and see what happened. This library, this database comes under custom one library, which we just made. This is a user library, right? So yeah, so this is what happens when we have to save it in custom library. Let's make it again another library. Maybe let's make another library now. Let's say custom 2, or maybe some other name, maybe. So random 2, let's say random 2. Some you can take any name actually. Then again go to the path again, you can select any path. Yeah, you can change it always, and then you can say I just want to save it here. Okay, random 2 library, it appears here. By default it has this database. Okay, so by default it has the database which you have currently running, up and running. So but you can always have another database by another name, testing2, and then random2 random2 dot testing2, right? And then you can run and see the testing2 data comes under random2. It is saved under random2, right? So yeah, so that's how it goes. And yeah, these are different libraries. You should remember this the basically how these libraries function, and how do we use this library to our benefit. So yeah, I'll use these library more in my further videos. Will probably use Sas Help Library data from Sas Help Library as well in our further libraries, in our further videos. So yeah, as of now, thanks.